people ask you to write on a Islam book, syempre andun pangalan mo. You also put a photo, minsan kahit portrait size, wallet size ang kailangan. Pag bata ka pa, ang available lang sa'yo minsan ay yung 1 by 1 ID picture mo. Ilalagay doon. Kaya nakakatawa pag binabalikan. Ang laki-laki nung space. Tapos yun lang yung na-i-contribute mo. And sometimes you also write your motto in life. Tapos yung siyempre may dedication doon. They ask your message. Kaya nga autograph. So nanggagaling sa'yo. And one of the things na tinatanong doon minsan ay, what is love? What is love? So for you, my dear sisters and brothers, what is love? Let's just hear from some of you. You can just raise your hand and share something. What is love? Sige. Pwede. I would like to hear.
Nako, Reb, ang standard dyan, what is love? Love is like a rosary
Oo.
that is full of mystery.
Nagkakopyahan na nga doon din.
Kopya-kopya lang yan.
Nagkakopyahan na. Pero sabi rin ni Adrian, galing sa John 3:16. Yan, sabi ni Patricia, ay, rosary is, love is like a rosary, it's full of mystery. God is love. Yun. Tapos, meron pa nga iba sabi na love is blind. Pero pag susundan natin yung logic, if God is love, tapos love is blind, so is God blind? Diba? Mapapaisip ka sa mga ganon. But, of course, love in general is something na okay, maiwan daw muna tayo at may gagawin ang isa nating kasama. Okay. So, love in general, it says something about maybe attraction, not merely physical, but it begins there, but a kind of suitableness and also belonging and desire, because those things are very basic in our human nature. But what is love? I think one of the best definitions would be from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. It's very famous, from chapter 13. He says, love is patient, love is kind, does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love itself is perseverance. Love is sacrificial. Ito nga, hiniram ko ang isa sa mga arts ni architect Euclid. Jesus carrying the cross on his road to Calvary, that he's showing that this is how I love you. Handa ko ipakita sa iyo na mahal kita sa pagbubuhat ng krus. At hindi ko lang binuhat itong krus. Handa akong ialay ko ang aking buhay dito sa krus na aking binubuhat. And we'll know more about that in a while. So, there are some people or some persons who would inspire us about love. And it's a kind of love na hindi lang nakakakilig, but something that is so genuine, so true. And these are the saints. So one of them is Saint Clare of Assisi. She says, we become what we love, and who we love shapes what we become. Minsan mas napapakinggan natin, you become what you eat. Pero ito, you become what you love. Ano ang minamahal mo? Sino ang minamahal mo? Yun ang hukubog sa'yo. Yun ang hukubog sa'yo pagkatao. And Saint Teresa of Lisieux, she said that love appeared to me to be the hinge of my vocation. Kung ano ang gusto ng Panginoon na gawin ko dito sa mundo, yun ay nakaugat sa pagmamahal. Because the primary vocation of each and every one of us is love. Saan ka mang bokasyon dalhin ng Diyos, Kung ka mang bukasyon tinatawag ng Diyos, mapa married life man yan, which is most of the persons that you meet in this world, this is their vocation. Maybe single blessed, it could be a vocation too. And of course, the consecrated life, religious life, priestly life, isa yan. So these things, these vocations, they're hinged, they are rooted in love. But another would be Saint Thomas Aquinas. And one of my favorite saints, lalo sa quote niya na love is willing the good of the other. And when it comes to Saint Thomas Aquinas, love becomes an act of the will more than any emotion or feeling. Love is willing the good of the other in a sense na kaya mo minamahal kasi gusto mo kung ano makakabuti sa kanya. Minsan kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng wrong understanding or a distorted way of seeing what the good is. Kaya sa tingin natin, dahil mahal natin, ay ibinibigay natin yun. Pero ang mas mahalagang bagay ay alam natin kung ano talaga yung mabuti. We already know what the good is, what is truly good, especially rooted in the goodness that the Lord radiates, the goodness which shares the goodness of God. And that is what we will for the other. That is what we will for other people. There is also crisis when it comes to love. And connecting it in our topic, the reason may not be merely social media or the digital age, the hours we spend on our phones, on our gadgets. So, by the way, may I ask you, maybe you can check your phones or your gadgets, especially kung hawak nyo ngayon. Sige. Pwede nyo i-check yung screen time. You may comment kung ano yung mga dyan, yung lalabas na data. Tingnan natin, patagalan tayo ng gamit ng ating mga gadgets. And there's nothing wrong. Gusto ko lang malaman. Because somehow
Ako sa akin, Reb,
yes.
Screen time for today, 6 hours, 37 minutes.
Opo, siguro including these, lalo yung nagpa-quizbee pa kanina. Ganon, yeah, it happens. Oh, may 8 hours. Ayun. Yan. Ito I think at least for the day yan Oh, so 12 hours. 9 hours, 43 minutes. Diba? Yan. Most of the time, we really spend our life, our pastime in the digital world. And because we spend most of our time, not really most of our time, but we spend some time in the digital world, we also have interactive relationships among people in the digital world. Gaya ng nangyayari sa atin ngayon. Etong mismong talk na to, I do not really see you. But I assure you that this is a ministry that I'm doing out of love. The same way that you're doing this ministry out of love. Especially yung faith formation. But how sure are we that every person who's using technology right now is doing what they do in social media, in maybe academic field, in the videos that they upload, that they're doing it out of love? Yun ang ilang sa mga katanungan natin ngayon. And another thing is that, again, as I was saying, when it comes to crisis in love, may not be about the virtual world, but the crisis of commitment. Relationships na siguro sa una magkakaroon ng lovers quarrel. Pero ano yung mas malalim dahilan? Maybe the lovers they're not committed with one another anymore. So as I just hid the identity, pero it's a public news naman, and we face reality that even the expected celibate life of us religious priests, clerics, and even contemplatives, I threatened them. This is a reality that we must face these days. You know, I came across one post na ang sinasabi, may invasion na rin ng mga mga AI persons. And this really is a threat because especially those who could not uh, distinguish what a real person is and the one that is made by AI uh, is also having problems in relationship or dealing with other people. There are cases that, eto, trigger warning, pasensya na kung masasabi, nagkaroon ng depression because of maybe AI girlfriend yun, and the teenager committed suicide. Parang na-depress siya kasi kasi hindi na siya naka-connect doon sa not really, hindi naka-connect doon sa internet, pero hindi na siya maka-connect sa yung like the expected person-to-person relationship. Because what can you expect? That's not a real person. That's a virtual reality that you're dealing with. Ganon. Okay, I understand, Patricia. And we pray that through the grace of God, you'll be healed also. And if you also need people to talk to, you have your community in Ethos Votum, and you may approach us anytime. Okay? And we are also sorry to hear that. Plus, remember that the Lord is always with us, pouring out His love for all of us, and has given His life for us dahil mahal niya tayo. At dapat nating mahalin ang buhay na ibinigay niya sa atin. So, as we move forward, I'll be showing you series of paintings dahil ako ay isang artist din, and I really love painting, watercolor painting in fact. Siguro balikan lang natin, meron, this is a work of art, thanks be to God. So my painting, so I call this woman, this is Has Anyone Condemned You? Of course, we know the story when Jesus saved or condemned a woman for adultery, and he asked, "Has anyone condemned you?" No one, sir. Neither do I condemn you, but go. And he said, no. So again, I'll be showing you a series of paintings. Siguro ito muna. What can you see in the painting? Ito na lang sa AI. Mukhang totoong painting ito. What can you see in the painting?
Bakit po tupang itim?
Buti nga, alam niyo na tupa. Merong nagsabi sa akin, baka aso daw. So yes, Jesus and sheep, Jesus carrying black sheep. And let's say it's figurative because Jesus has found the lost sheep. Because sometimes the metaphor that let's say, the black sheep of the family. Ibig sabihin ay di ikaw yung pinakaboran sa pamilya plus the same time. Kaya hindi ka pinakaboran kasi ikaw yung naiba. Naiba in the sense that you're the one who's doing anything that you do. So, yun yung metaphor. So, Jesus carrying black sheep. And you reflect on the verse that is asked of us today. So, I'll give you a background on why we have reflected. So, from John chapter 10, I'll be presenting verses 10 to 11, and later on 14 and the following. So from the Gospel according to John, I came so that we might have life and have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. A good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. And I am the good shepherd, and I know mine, and mine know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I will lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that do not belong to this fold. These also I will feed. They will hear my voice. There will be one flock, one shepherd. This is why the Father loves me, because I lay down my life in order to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own. I have power to lay it down and power to take it up again. This command I have received from my Father. So, our theme for this evening is it speaks more on I came so that they might have life. Is is rooted in the promise or even the parable, let's say, of Jesus as the good shepherd, claiming himself as the good shepherd. Pero ba kailangan sabihin niya that he is the good shepherd? Okay, so just a little background, especially in ancient Israel. For them, not all shepherds are good. That's the basic thing. That's why he has to say that he's the good shepherd. Not all shepherds are good. Why are not all shepherds good? Because most of the shepherds, dahil yan, pastol lang sila, hindi sa maliit. But sila yung namamastol. Tapos, ang pagpapastol nila, sometimes their pastime is to steal from people who would pass by. So they steal some money from passers-by, so they're theft. And that's why there's also a gospel narrative which speaks of the shepherd who goes by the back door or the back gate. Kasi may mga shepherds na nagnanakaw ng tupa ng iba. Doon sila sa likod dumadaan. And reflecting on that, that's why we cannot just consecrate any bishop na hindi pinapayagan ng Roma, especially ng Santo Papa, or hindi appointed ng Santo Papa. Because those are shepherds who entered the back gate. They did not enter the sheep door, or the door to the sheepfold. Okay? So, this verse, it is again so that they might have life and have it more abundantly, reflects the life that the shepherd is willing to give to the sheep. He is laying down his life for his sheep. And you will notice, most shepherds, they have this staff. Ay, parang like hakish. Let's face reality. It is, diba? It is a hakish. Tama po. Okay, so moving forward, what can you notice in the photo? Diba may hawak ang shepherd? At ang itsura niya ay bakit parang kakaiba itsura ng hawak ang shepherd? Ano nga ba? Anong parang shape niya? Can you notice? Sige po, any answer na ay tatanggapin natin. Wala pa naman masagot na yun. Tayo lahat ang tututo.
Ano ba yan?
Yung mga papansin ba? Ano po napapansin? Na parang nakalalim. Yes, and parang cane. Ganon. So, it's a fruit, it's a staff, and para siyang, diba, cane. Which also resembles something the bakulong. Or iba, bakulong means pamalo or authoritative papa. Kaya yun yung hawak na obispo dito. Ayan, patukod, yes, tama. Most of patukod, kaya yan ang shape niya. Yun the sheep, they have this, sino ba dito nakakita na ng totoong tupa? Sino nakakita ng totoong tupa?
Tupa.
That's the kahit the rays of sun or light, yan. Alam mo, mapapansin niyo sa sa mga mata ng tupa. Tama ang tama ang bigas ko sa tupa. Nagdadaan pagbaliktad.
Para pong may horizontal.
Yes.
Parang
Yes,
sa
parang sa kambing din. So, the iris of their eyes aren't like ours. Hindi circular, pero rectangular. And then, uh, that contributes to, ano ko sabihin, yung kumbaga, hindi sila maayos man ang makakita. Plus, bukod sa hindi sila maayos na makakita, the sheep are kind of stupid animals. They're really dumb. Na kapag nakakita sila ng bangin, hindi sila mag-iisip kung tatalon sila o hindi. Tatalon talaga sila. So, ganun din kapag halimbawa, iinom sila ng tubig sa isang small lake or pond na matadaanan nila. There's a tendency for them to fall down because they're quite stupid animals. They're not really that smart. Baka mas matalino yung aso. Tapos, yung tubig ng cave na yan, or no shepherd ay pang-guide doon sa umiinom na sheep. At isa-isa niya, isa-isa niya, titignan or gagabayan. Ngayon, among the sheep, especially the mother sheep or yung the EWE, spelled as that. Tapos, yes, that's what we call it in English. Yung babae, tupa. And lalo, pag nanay. Pag nanganak, minsan may mga tupa na hindi sila malakas. Hindi sila malakas. Hindi maganda. And one of the mothers would do that they will pick sipa-sipain nila yung tupa. And they are now called rejected lambs. Dahil mahina yung tupa, parang of course, there's a tendency for the lamb to fall or isolate itself. But the shepherd knows this. So, pagka nakita na niya na ayaw na sa kukunin na niya ang mga rejected lambs, siya mag-aalaga and will carry them in his bosom. Gaya din ng itong photo na to. And just like the photo that I showed you a while ago, the painting where Jesus was carried black sheep. Tapos, kapag malabas na sila, ibabalik sila sa sheepfold. And whenever the shepherd comes, the moment that he calls the sheep, sinusapin niyo yung mga unang lalapit sa kanya. The ones who were rejected, because they were the ones who recognized the voice of the shepherd. The rest of the sheep recognized the voice of the shepherd, but the rejected ones, the ones who recognized both. And the same thing with us. Na minsan kapag sacrifice tayo, oo, kasama natin ang Panginoon, but maybe sometimes I recognize the voice of God. But when I recognize how simple we are, how weak we are, and through our weakness, we were strengthened by God. Those are the best moments that we could also recognize His voice. At tatanggapin natin na sa mga panahon na tayo ay ganyan. We will just listen to the voice of the shepherd. And that kind of imagery is the same with when Jesus fed the 5,000. He let them sit on the grass or the mountain. And it re-echoes something like this. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. leads me beside still waters, he restores my soul, leads me in right paths for his name's sake. And so we continue, especially the gospel according to Luke, that the good shepherd would attend to the sheep, but most importantly, when there is one lost, he will look after it. So he told them this parable. Which one of you having 100 sheep and losing one of them? Does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one that is lost until he finds it. When he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders and rejoices. When he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, rejoice with me, for I have found my lost sheep. Okay, as we move forward, especially on sa lahat, of course, the shepherd loves his sheep. Pero palalayin natin ang pagkakaintindi natin doon sa lahat. So, in Greek, there are numerous words for love. Minsan na-orient tayo, especially when reading the scriptures, lagi lang doon sa eros, philia, and agape. But there really are a handful of words. So, for example, eros is the energy that drives people. Therefore, this is the first place. Yung romantic love, magpapol dito. At hindi lang romantic love, even the thing that you're passionate about, yung drive mo to do something, that's also eros. There's the energy that keeps you going. Yung pinaka-spark ng motivation. That's eros. Ludus is playing love. Papasok sa mga romantic. Pero once ka rin yung mapaglalaro, sabihin na yung mania, o love as an obsession. And I don't think this is really good, but yes, well, the desire is there. Minsan nasa maling bagay on iyong pagmamahal. Pilaw siya with self-love to regard one's own happiness or advantage. Philia, affectionate regard, or love of friends, usually or love of friends. Love among friends. Kaya yes, especially in philosophy, especially in mystic philosophy, which means you have love with yun po ang isang philosophy. Selenia or Celia, hospitality or recognized friendship, parental love or family love, pragma is enduring love, and the highest of all is agape, the highest form of love, which is love for humanity, or you can say how Christ loved us, which is an unconditional love. Babalikan natin that Christian love, especially the word is from Aquinas in Summa, it says love is willing with the will of the other. And furthermore, Aquinas in his Summa Theology, siguro subukan natin simplihin, but these are somehow the closest definitions of how it is said. So, I'll be going to learn from English and Latin words, pero subukan ko explain sa inyo ng mas simple. So, amor, siguro yung iba, alam niyo, mga pangalan ng amor, kasi amor powers, sa pangako sa iyo. Yan, amor. This is the most common term for love and is appropriately used when defining the passion of love. This resides in the concupiscible appetite or the simple basis. Because love, in a sense, na you love pizza, you love ice cream, you love basketball, you love drawing, you love going out with your friends. it's very basic. Nandun sa basic desire. That's why amor is there. Dahil acknowledge mo na hey, you have this appetite towards something that is you think you need uh, bodily, spiritual. Yun, amor. Amore. Pwede. But maybe palabra de amor, palabra de honor, gano'n. Palabra amor. But this is more of yung nasa mga tayo. First level. Because sometimes love becomes so generalized, but St. Thomas Aquinas would define it that way. Nasa first level, yung base desires, amor. It's the drive towards something that you're attracted to. Dilecto means delight. Once you achieve something that you love, you delight in it. Diba, may taong namimiss mo. Once nagkita kayo, of course, express your joy to having each other, lalo ang best friend mo. There's delight. Dilecto. This in the will namin ako nakikisible appetite. Just like amor, this is the personal way of act or passion. And this is also the root word wherein si Saint Paul in his letters, especially in Latin, it's written deligo, which means dearly beloved. Ayun. So, delencho or the delight means that there's something that you love dearly. There's someone that you love dearly also. Tapos, there is satisfaction. That kind of delight that is there. Tapos, meron din yung caritas. This adds to amor, the notion, or the certain perfection of love, since the object of love is highly esteemed or of great value. The term could either be an act or a habit. Caritas, translated directly, means charity. It is unconditional. Di mo kailangan makakuha ng kapalit or hindi ka naghahanap ng kapalit doon sa binigay mong pagmamahal. That's caritas. And amicitia, this is love of friendship, certain habit of love. And I think if we would understand clearly caritas and amicitia, ayan, di ba? Parang charity arm ng simbahan natin, caritas. Exactly. But of course, even caritas is virtue. Kaya meron yung spes, fides, and caritas. Hope, faith, hope, and love. The spes is hope, fides is faith, and caritas is love or charity. And what's interesting is, lalo pag magkasama tong caritas and amicitia, ay it reflects the Trinity. Because the love of the Father and the Son is the Holy Spirit. And that kind of love is friendship. Yes, there you have a relationship as a family, Father and Son, and the Holy Spirit. But it's love of friendship and willing the good of the other. Because we know that God Himself, He is love. And as we move forward, yan, love as an emotion. So we're following Father Gregory Pine. Love could be an emotion, a choice, a relationship, a gift. If we say that love is an emotion, we're on our base desires, where love is the fundamental passion, natural aptness or attraction toward what is perceived as good. Natural aptness means suitability. Parang, ay, sa tingin ko, bagay sa akin yan. Bagay sa akin yung talentong yan. Bagay sa akin yung damit na yan. Bagay sa akin yung taong yan. There's love as emotion. But, there's the next level. Love as a choice. Because there is delight. It's an act of the intellectual appetite or will. It's the deliberate willing of good to the other. Again, St. Thomas Aquinas would emphasize on will, which means ginugusto mo ginugusto mo yung mabuti para sa iba. At kapag ginugusto mo ang mabuti para sa iba, ah, isang tamang choice yun. Isang tamang desisyon yun. Which leads us to love as a relationship. And this is a unitive aspect. Mga taong nagmamahalan, nagiging isa sila. Kaya kailangan, sabihin niya, pag inisip natin, si Kristo kailangan sabihin o iutos sa atin, magmahalan kayo gaya ng pagmamahal ko sa inyo. Because later on, he will say, I came that they may be one. Because even the Trinity, if we will look at the Trinity, especially as an example of true love, they are Trinity. Tatlo, pero isa. Pero isa. Isang Diyos, tatlong persona. So there's a unitive aspect. The lover is moved toward the beloved, ideally resulting in a mutual indwelling where each exists in the mind and the heart of the other. Kaya minsan nga, 'di ba, I think we can entertain questions later para rin po tuloy-tuloy tayo. Parang mag-asawa, dalawa ay magiging isa. Tama. Especially in the eyes of God, yung mga mag-asawa, they are one flesh. Because you have to decide together. You have to while making decisions together, you also have to endure hardships together. You have to enjoy life together. And you know what's so interesting? Meron kwento minsan sa exorcism na parang while of course it may be a sensitive issue, merong habang nag-exercise doon sa wife, I think wife or the husband, naapektuhan yung spouse. Yun. Kasi doon makikita natin metaphysically, or di man nakikita ng mga mata natin ang physical. There is something that is invisible reality, that even the married couples, they're one flesh. And love as a gift. In its highest form, love is charity, caritas, a theological virtue infused by God that allows a person to participate in his own love, given freely as a gift of grace. Kaya ito po, love as an emotion, love as a choice, love as a relationship, and love as a gift. And true love will lead you to the cross. Ang tao na ang tunay nagmamahal, nasusugatan. At wala nang ibang ehemplo o dapat nating gayahin kundi ang tunay na nagmahal. At yun ay walang iba kundi si Kristo. True love that led to the cross. And he stretched out his arms and accepted being wounded for the salvation of the world. And if you'll notice, especially yung kamatayan niya, nakaugat kahit sa panahon na nilikha pa tayo ng Diyos. I think you're familiar with this painting. It's the creation of Adam, and the creation of Adam, and this is painted by the famous Michelangelo Buonarroti. And in this creation of Adam, mapapansin natin itong itong bahagi na to, yung kamay. Sige, kaninong kamay yung nasa left? While viewing the screen, kaninong kamay itong nasa left? Kay Adam, di po ba? Itong nasa right, kay God, obviously. Dalawang lang ng characters na nandito. Okay, of course, kay Lord, And what can you notice? Kanino yung mas may tension ang kamay? Kanino yung parang mas nag-e-effort?
Kay
Kay
God.
God. Tama. Yung kay Adam, di po ba parang
Tinatamad pa.
tinatamad? At yan, matamlay, tinatamad. Kasi, minsan, totoo ito. Well, the Lord is willing to extend His love for all of us. Tayo tamad tayong abutin yung pagmamahal na yun at magbigay ng pagmamahal sa Kanya. Iuunat na nga lang ng daliri eh. Hindi pa natin magawa. And since we're created in the image and likeness of God, I think it's just proper that we may not feel the equal love. Hindi tayo na lang mapapantayan ang pagmamahal ng Diyos. Pero susubukan natin ipakita na mahal din talaga natin siya. And just like the wounds that led to the cross, you can notice the wounded side of the Lord. He showed His true love for all of us. Just as Eve was taken from the side of Adam as the bride of Adam, so from the side of Christ, His wounded side was His bride given life. Or doon mula sa kanyang tagiliran nabuhay ang simbahan, ang iniibig ni Kristo. At patuloy tayong inaanyayahan na tignan itong mga sugat na ito. This is another painting by Caravaggio, and it shows the gospel story wherein Saint Thomas was touching the wounds of Christ. And we all know, especially those of us who would read the Bible from time to time, na ito si Thomas the Apostle, who was also called the doubter, si Thomas na may pag-aalinlangan, si Thomas na nagduda, the doubting Thomas. You all know that at some point, when Jesus showed Himself to the apostles, Thomas was not there. So, yan nga, absent siya. Kaya, nung sinabi nila, we have seen the Lord, hindi man naniniwala agad si Santo Tomas. Bakit nga ba hindi maniniwala si Santo Tomas? Unless I see the wounds on his hands and on his side, I will not believe. Bakit nga ba hindi siya maniniwala? Because Thomas knows that the very wounds of Jesus are the very signs of His love. Yun ang tanda ng pagmamahal ng Diyos sa akin. Yun ang tanda na handa niyang ialay ang buhay niya para sa akin, para sa bawat isa sa inyo. Hindi madaling biro na sabihin may nag-alay ng buhay niya alang-alang sa pagmamahal. Kaya hindi ako basta-basta maniniwala. The doubt of Thomas has an element of faith in it. Because he knows that true love led to the cross. He knows that true love led to woundedness that healed us. He knows that true love is a very sign of our salvation also. And so, when Jesus appeared once more, He showed Thomas himself. He showed His hands and His side. Here, Thomas, touch my wounds. When Thomas touched the wounds on his hands and on his side, Thomas was able to proclaim, my Lord and my God. Ito ang mga tanda ng pagmamahal ninyo sa akin. At hawak-hawak ko ngayon ang inyong kamay at inyong tagiliran na sugat. Dahil sa mga sugat na ito, ako'y inyong pinagaling mula sa aking pagkakasala at handa rin akong ialay ang buhay ko para sa inyo dahil mahal ko rin po kayo. Tayo mga kapatid, ano ang tanda ng ating pagmamahal? Ano ang tanda ng iyong pagmamahal? Especially in this digital age, we're so preoccupied by leaving digital footprints. We want to have followers. We want to add up to the algorithms. We want people to be famous. We make people famous. We make people popular. And they become popular because they want to have digital footprints. But what we forget, my dear sisters and brothers, is that what we need to leave in this world are heartprints. Yan nga naka-finger heart pa. Yung tanda ng pagmamahal natin sa bawat isa. Handa ba tayong ialay rin yun? Handa ba tayong isakripisyo ang kahit pinakamaliit na bagay or random act of kindness, at least, just to win each and everyone towards the love of God? Allow me to share with you a short story. You can read along as I also read along. This is called Love's Story. Ito yung love story ni Taylor Swift. Okay. This is Love's Story. And here it goes. Once upon a time, there was an island where all the feelings lived. Happiness, sadness, knowledge, and all of the others, including love. However, one day it was announced to the feelings that the island would sink. So all prepared their boats and left. Love was the only one who stayed. Para bang sinasabi ni Love, total, mahal naman ako ng lahat, kahit di ko sila mahal. Basta, magbigay lang sila ng pagmamahal sa akin, kayang-kaya kong magstay dito. Total, di nila ako kakayanin na iwan. But, later on, mukhang magkakamali siya. So Love wanted to stay until it started sinking. When Love was almost sinking, she decided to ask for help. Love was passing by Love in a beautiful boat. Love said, "Well, can you take me with you?" Love answered, "No, I can't. There are a lot of gold and silver in my boat. There is no place here for you, Love. Hindi kita kayang isakay sa aking bangka. Punong-puno ng kayamanan ng aking bangka, walang lugar ang pag-ibig dito." Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by. Vanity, vanity mirror. Total, mahilig naman kayo sa diba? Salamin. Okay, Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by. Vanity, please help me. I can't help you, Love. You're all wet and can probably damage my boat. Vanity answered. Let's say Vanity is, hindi lang siya yung GGSS. Sabi natin, di ba, gandang-ganda sa sarili, kopong-kopo sa sarili. But Vanity is more on punong-puno ng sarili. Punong-puno siya ng sarili niya. So full of himself or herself, walang lugar ang pag-ibig sa kanyang bangka. Sadness was close by, so Love asked for help. Sadness, let me go with you. Sadness replied, "Oh, Love, I'm so sad, but I prefer to go alone." Happiness passed by Love too, but she was so happy that she did not listen when Love called her. Naka-headset pa to. Suddenly, there was a voice. "Come, Love, I will take you." It was an elderly. Love became very happy that she even forgot to ask the name of the elderly. When they arrived to the other side, Love asked another elderman called Knowledge who the elderly who saved her was. Knowledge replied, "It was time." Time? But why did time help me? Because only time is capable of understanding you, love. Why would time save love? Because only time understands love. Kapag tunay mong mahal,
Aww.
handa mong paglaanan ng panahon. Mahal mo talents mo, paglaanan mong panahon. Mahal mo yung pinagpa-practicean mong bagay, paglaanan mo ng panahon. Mahal mo ang isang tao, paglaanan mo ng panahon. Mahal mo kinabukasan mo, paglaanan mo ng panahon. Mahal mo ang Diyos, paglaanan mo ng panahon. Dahil siya mismo, pinaglaanan niya tayo ng panahon. He came to this world. He lived with us, dwelt among us. For 33 years, yes. Pero hindi siya nakontento doon. He left His real presence with us. His body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. That's why the very words during consecration, especially when the chalice is about to be lifted up, the words of the priest consecrating the species, where he would say, "Do this in memory of me." Naglaanan niya tayo ng panahon because He delights in us, He loves us, He sees that only selfless love can save the world. At hindi siya nakontento doon sa 33 years na kasama niya ng mga tao sa mundo. He wants to bring us with Him to eternity. Handaan niya pa rin tayo paglaanan ng panahon kahit sa kabilang buhay. Kung hindi ito pag-ibig, ano ito? So, allow me, dear sisters and brothers, I call you to this session for the litany of melodies. So you may just follow as I go along. For every intention in this part, just say, kahit hindi na po kayo magpon ng microphone, just respond, "Deliver me, Jesus." You may read along as I also pronounce the words. From the belief that I am worthless, deliver me, Jesus. From the belief that I am not good enough,
Deliver me, Jesus.
the belief that I am defined by my past,
Deliver me, Jesus.
for the belief that I am broken and will never be whole again.
Deliver me, Jesus.
For the belief that I am only as good as my accomplishments. Deliver me,
Deliver
Jesus.
me, Jesus.
From the belief that I am affirmed.
Deliver me,
Deliver me,
Jesus.
Jesus. From the belief that I am not gifted in any way. Deliver
Deliver
me,
me,
Jesus.
Jesus.
From the belief that I am alone. Deliver me, Jesus.
Deliver me, Jesus.
From the belief that I can change or grow. Deliver me,
Deliver
Jesus.
me, Jesus.
From the belief that I am unwanted.
Deliver me, Jesus.
From the belief that I am undesirable. Deliver
Deliver
me,
me,
Jesus.
Jesus.
From the belief that I am unlovable. Deliver me.
Deliver me, Jesus.
From the belief that I am what others think of me. Deliver me,
Deliver me,
Jesus,
Jesus.
from the lie of perfectionism. Deliver me,
Deliver me,
Jesus,
Jesus.
from the trap of comparison. Deliver me,
Deliver
Jesus.
me, Jesus.
Now, for the following intentions, we say, Dear Lord, help me to believe that I am your beloved child. Dear Lord, help me to believe
Dear Lord, help me to
that I am
believe
precious
it.
in your sight. Dear Lord,
Dear Lord,
help me to
help
believe it.
me to believe
That I
it.
am wanted. Dear Lord,
Dear
help
Lord,
me to believe it.
help me to believe it.
That I am who you say I am. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me
Lord,
to believe it.
help me to believe it.
That I am delighted in you. Dear Lord, help me to
Dear
believe it.
Lord, help me to believe it.
That I am precious in your sight. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe it.
help me to believe
That
it.
I am chosen. Dear Lord, help me to
Dear
believe
Lord,
it.
help me to
That
believe
I am a
it.
work in progress. Dear Lord, help
Dear
me to believe
Lord,
it.
help me to believe it.
That I am never alone. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe it.
help me to
That
believe
through
it.
you I am capable of love. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe
help me to believe it.
it. That through you I am capable of healing and wholeness. Dear Lord, help me to
Dear
believe
Lord, help me
that
to
I
believe
belong.
it.
Dear Lord, help
Dear
me to believe
Lord, help me to believe
that
it.
I am not a mistake. Dear
Dear
Lord, help
Lord,
me to believe
help me to believe
that I
it.
was made in your image. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe
help me to
that
believe
you have
it.
a plan for my life. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me
Lord,
to believe
help me to believe
that
it.
you are holding me and leading me. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe
help me to believe it.
that I am known, seen, and loved just as I am. Dear Lord,
Dear
help me to
Lord,
believe.
help me to believe it.
Father, thank you for your great
Thank you
unending
for
love.
great unending
In you
love.
I am seen,
In you I am
in you I
seen.
am heard,
In you I am
in you I
heard.
am known,
You I am
in
known.
you I am loved.
In you I am loved.
Today I choose to embrace the
Today I
reality
choose to
of your
embrace
love
the
for me.
reality of your love for
Today
me.
I choose to own
Today I choose
my
to own my
belovedness. Amen.
belovedness. Amen. Sa pakiramdam.
The silence of our hearts, just remember the times that the Lord has also cherished us. As if we're the only person in the world. Times wherein the Lord seems absent, especially during our most painful challenges in life. That He was actually there carrying us, even helping us carry the cross with us. Today, as we realize how beloved we are in the eyes of God, let's also remember how He delights in us, how unconditional His love is, how He's willing to lay down His life for the sheep of His people. As we cherish these moments, also give you time to have a short break, my dear sisters and brothers. Let's be back after 10 minutes.
Plenish muna ng tubig.
Kakatapos lang din ako ng music. Pagkain na.
Jesus. J-Roy. Umabot si J-Roy. Gagi.
She wore the seamless
Na-end
knitting
card.